Welcome back to the Arbitrary YouTube channel. Today we'll be learning how to make this beautiful detail on a dress. It's very simple and very elegant. You just place this on a simple dress and it brings out the beauty in the dress. If this is what you like to learn, kindly stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Thank you. Okay, so to make this design, I'll be working with this satin fabric. So the fabric you're working with is very important in this case. If you use fabrics like doll face or silk, you may not get the accurate results. Just use something that is a bit thick and strong and it can hold on its own. So I'm going with this satin fabric. It's not too thick, but at least I can make do with it. And I'm working with a fabric of length around 15 inches length. Okay, so I have around 15 inches. Okay, this is around 14.5 inches here, and the width of the fabric, you can measure the space you want to place the fabric on and multiply the measurement by 2 or 3, depending on the amount of gathers that you want to add. 2 is fine if you don't want too much gathers, but I'm just using a fabric of 60 inches length. The satin I'm working with is 60 inches in length, so I'm just going to maintain that length like that. So I have a length of around 60 inches and I have a width of around 60 inches, and the length from here to here is 14.5 inches. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do now is to try to sew the fabric. So to do this, the 14.5 inches, I'm going to be putting it on fold like this. So I'll have around 7 inches. Okay, so I'm putting it on fold, and then on this edge part here, I'm going to sew it. That's the fold is right side facing right side, so that by the time I turn it, I'll have my right side, the shiny part, showing. Okay, so I'll sew it here, and I'll also do the same thing to the other side here. I'm going to sew it like this on the other side too. So by the time I sew it on both sides, I'll be able to turn it out. But for this part, if you want it really neat, you can decide to sew it here also, and then you leave a tiny space to turn it, or you just sew your sides, and by the time you turn it out, you take this to a serger if you have, or a weaving machine, and you weave it before you form your design, so that this side you won't be seeing all these rough edges. It will be neat for you. So now I take it to the sewing machine now and sew this side and this side. Then I may decide to sew this side also a bit, then turn it, and I'll show us what we have. Okay, so I've gone ahead to sew it on this side, then I sew it at the tip here too, so that I can turn it. Then I left this small space here. So here I'm going to turn it out here, and then we'll have the right side. So I cut this in a straight form. You can also cut it like a flare if you want, but I don't want any seam line around here. Okay, on this down part I don't want any seam line, and it is also advisable that you don't iron it, so that it remains its fluffiness around here. Just leave it to be bouncy like that. So if you are cutting it in a flare form, you just need to measure where you want it to be, and you had your allowance for gathers, and that is going to be your circumference for your flare. Okay, but I think I prefer this because flare may turn out too big, so you are just fine with cutting it in a straight form like this. And then after turning it out like this, this is what I'll have. I'll arrange it well. Remember, I said I'm not going to be ironing this. So just look at this now. You will see that this side is neat for me. So this is especially for those that doesn't have serger to serge at the end of the day. I don't want to leave it rough like that. You can just do this. Okay, so you just have this small space to conceal by the time you are done. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to take this to the sewing machine now, and then run a gather stitch, and then I'm going to drag it to the size that I'm going to be using. So remember, I added extra, so you're just going to be drag it to the size that will cover where you want to place it. So on this side, not on this fold points here, on this side here that you sew, I'm just going to run a gather stitch here around, and then we are going to gather it and form our design. Okay, so now I've run my gather stitches. I've started gathering it from here. I just want to show us, I'll just pick one strand of the thread, and then I'm going to carefully gather it to my desired. So you just be careful that it doesn't cut like mine is cutting now, because you need to start again. So you just gather it to your desired gathering that you want. Then we'll take it to the mannequin now to see how we are going to style it. Okay, so now I'm going to be draping it on this mannequin, okay, using my pin, but the foam is not so strong, so you just need to pay attention very well. So according to the style of the thumbnail, I'm just going to place it like this, okay, or anywhere you want to place it, and then I'll start to pin it. Okay, so I'm pinning it following the shape. You can actually draw out the shape on your dress so that it becomes easier for you, but it doesn't have to be this particular design. You can go with any design of your choice. It just depends on how creative you are and what you're aiming to get. Okay, so you can see how I'm trying to drape it and then turning it. So in your own case, you can pin it to your dress like this, okay, using it's better to use a dress form if you have a mannequin, so that you can guess accurately what you want. So after pinning it to your dress like this, you can unzip it at the back and then use like a needle and thread to start tacking it one after the other, so that it can hold it down for you. Okay, so you just tack just the way I'm pinning it like this. That's how you attach it to your dress. So here I'm trying to form like a rose here, and at the same time I'm going to use it to cover up these edges that I have. So you can see I just made a pleat here, and then I'm going to hold it with a pin also. So the aim is to turn and form like a rose, and at the same time cover up the rough edges that I may have here. So you can see that I'm forming my rose here now, and then I'm going to try to turn here like this and then pin it inwards like this. Okay, so you can see I've turned it here now, and then I'm going to apply my pin to hold it down for me. Okay, so I'm going to check, and I can see that I've successfully hid it. So if I have anything here from my rose here, I can easily do like a ruffle around here and then use that to cover it up. So I can do that later, and then I'm going to continue pinning. So the next pinning I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to be placing it on the one I have first, and then in such a way that it's going to conceal the rough edges that I have underneath there for me. So I'll keep pinning it like that. So as you're pinning or tacking, you can keep checking to see if you like what you are seeing at any point. So you can decide to pin it first before you decide to tack it. So you can see that it is concealed now. You cannot see any rough edges around here. So after getting to around here, I'm going to turn and then see what I have. So I'm going to turn here now, and then I'm going to pin the rest like this. So after pinning it, you look at it very well, and then you arrange it well to see what you have. Okay, so you can see it's quite simple, and like I said, it doesn't have to follow this particular design. It can follow any design of your choice. Okay, so this is what we have now, and then this is me trying to arrange it and see what I have. So if you see anywhere that doesn't really want to stand for you, you can see how beautiful it is even without tacking it yet. So you can decide to just tack it here and there. So if you want to tack like this side now, you're not going to be tacking it here that is going to be showing. Remember, it's on fold. So you just pick the one that is underneath like this, and then you tack it to the dress so that it can hold it down for you. That is why I said the type of fabric that you're working with is very, very important. The fabric needs to be firm and strong on its own. Or if not, let's say you are using silk fabric, even this one that is standing on its own is not going to stand. It will just keep falling off like that. So you need to use a very good quality fabric that can stand on its own. And here, if you have like anything showing here, you can do like in form of a ruffle, and then clean it up here and then tack it neatly also, so that you have something very neat. You can see how lovely this is looking, and it can just give your simple outfit something really elegant and bring out the beauty of your garment. Okay, so you just need to form it very well and then have something nice. So it depends on how full you want it to be. You can see I just use 60 inches in my case, but if you want more fullness, you can multiply the space that you are going to work with by 3 or 2, depending on what you want. But it's really nice and beautiful. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, let us know in the comment section. Give this video a like, thumbs up, share, comment and like, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.